Niacin through the ages. How vitamin B3 needs change from infancy to elderly. Niacin, also known as vitamin B3, might not have the flair of trendy nutrients like collagen or matcha-infused magnesium, but make no mistake, this unassuming B vitamin has been silently doing the dirty work of keeping your cells alive since the day you were born. Niacin's main gig? Turning food into energy. But it moonlights in DNA repair, cholesterol metabolism, stress resilience, skin health, and keeping your brain from turning into a bowl of cold oatmeal. And what's especially fascinating is how your need for this multitasking nutrient doesn't just stay the same throughout life. It shifts, swells, and shrinks depending on your age, metabolism, and what life is throwing at you. Let's start with the tiniest humans, infants. Babies are in the business of rapid development, and their brains are practically smoking from all the neuronal wiring going on. While infants don't need a ton of niacin in absolute terms, just about 2 to 4 milligrams per day, the requirement is proportional to their tiny body mass and astronomical growth rate. Niacin supports the energy-demanding processes of cell proliferation, brain development, and mitochondrial function. And since infants aren't ordering steak tartare or eating spicy curries, they rely mostly on breast milk or fortified formula, where niacin is either naturally present or wisely added by manufacturers. In developing regions, breast milk is especially critical as a source of bioavailable B3. Yes, your mother was literally powering your synapses while doing nothing more than feeding you. As kids grow into toddlers and school-aged tearaways, their energy requirements skyrocket, and so do their niacin needs. This is the era of scraped knees, boundless energy, and questions like, why is the sky blue? Delivered 1,000 times per day. Niacin intake needs to keep up, jumping to about 6 to 8 milligrams daily, increasing with age.
Why?
Because their bodies are running a full-time factory of enzyme activity, breaking down sugars, fats, and proteins faster than they can say, I don't like broccoli. Niacin fuels NAD and NADP production, the coenzymes that are so central to metabolism they could be on your kid's birth certificate. Without enough of it, fatigue, irritability, and slow growth can result. Basically the opposite of what you want in your child unless you're aiming to raise a particularly grumpy houseplant. Then we hit adolescence, the glorious storm of hormonal chaos, growth spurts, acne, and questionable fashion choices. Teenagers require even more niacin, up to 12 to 16 milligrams per day, as puberty demands metabolic mayhem, protein synthesis, and dramatic bodily upgrades. Think of niacin as the project manager making sure your teen's bones grow, skin cells turn over, neurotransmitters behave, and stress doesn't completely short-circuit their mood. And here's a weird but true fact. Many energy drinks marketed to teens and young adults are loaded with niacin. Too much, actually. Ever had that weird flush where your face turns red and hot for no reason? Congratulations, you've experienced the niacin flush. Mildly annoying, totally harmless, and strangely satisfying proof that the vitamin is, in fact, getting into your system. Young adulthood through middle age, your 20s to 50s, is usually when niacin needs level off, hovering around 14 to 16 milligrams for men and 14 milligrams for women. But the role of niacin here is far from boring. If anything, this is when its skills really shine. You're working full-time, maybe raising kids, exercising or pretending you do, and stressing out about taxes, love lives, and whether oat milk is worth the hype. Niacin becomes your molecular buffer, helping your cells make energy efficiently, reducing inflammation, protecting your heart by improving lipid profiles, and aiding in DNA repair when life's stressors inevitably take their toll. And if you drink alcohol regularly, you'll want to pay extra attention. Alcohol can impair niacin absorption and metabolism, making you more vulnerable to deficiency even with an average diet. Time to thank your liver and top off your niacin stores with a well-balanced meal, or possibly a multivitamin if you've been living on instant noodles and sarcasm. Now for the golden years, when retirement looms, wisdom deepens, and your metabolism decides to take it easy. The elderly still need roughly the same amount of niacin as adults, but absorption can decline due to reduced stomach acid, medications, or chronic illness. And here's where niacin becomes a bit of a hero, supporting vascular function, lowering triglycerides and LDL, and maintaining brain health in the face of age-related decline. Some researchers are even exploring niacin's role in neurodegenerative conditions like Alzheimer's, where its coenzyme forms NAD+/NADH are vital for mitochondrial health and cognitive stability. Translation? Niacin could help keep your brain humming longer than your internet connection. There's also a growing interest in how supplemental niacin, or its precursors like nicotinamide riboside, might help increase NAD+ levels in aging adults, potentially delaying age-related diseases and promoting healthy longevity. This is cutting-edge stuff, and while it's not a license to gobble megadoses, it suggests that niacin isn't just a basic nutrient. It might be part of the future of anti-aging medicine. A vitamin with a time machine? Well, sort of. In short, niacin is the kind of nutrient that doesn't brag, doesn't show off, and doesn't get the Instagram glory that vitamin C or omega-3s do. But across every life stage, from the cradle to the retirement villa, it's there, running the biochemical show behind the scenes. Whether you're building a brain, running a marathon, or trying to remember where you left your glasses, niacin has your back. Just enough to keep your cells singing, your energy levels stable, and your metabolism behaving. So next time you eat a handful of peanuts, enjoy a bowl of mushrooms, or dive into a tuna sandwich, tip your hat to vitamin B3. It's the quiet MVP of every age.